Hey everybody, so I'm back and I'm not pregnant anymore. Turns out, like I said, my doctor told me that I would be induced when I turned 39 weeks, and that was last Tuesday. So that morning of Tuesday, November 4th, my my contractions started, and they were off and on, so I wasn't sure if I should go by what I was feeling or anything like that. But turns out that like around 12 midnight, I called my fiance, and this was Monday. No, I'm sorry, Tuesday. It was just turning Tuesday, so it was 12 a.m. Tuesday, and or 12 it was midnight. I'm sorry, I already got all my hours and days and everything. I'm running like on 2 hours of sleep. But anyways, so yeah, I was admitted into the hospital. I went into the emergency room, and when I went into the emergency room, the reason that I went to the hospital that was closer to my house, I kept saying I wasn't going to go here, but it was an issue with my kids and, who was supposed to stay with them, and it was just like a big old thing. So I ended up coming to the hospital that was closer to me that my doctor was supposed to deliver me at, but I'm kind of disappointed because my doctor at the last minute decided that he didn't want to show up because it was too far for him over here, and he just wasn't having it when he delivers in this hospital. So mind you, he told me I can be here at this hospital or at the other hospital where he kept telling me to go, which is in the suburbs. And I went to the hospital here that's in the city. He didn't want to come, so he sent someone else, and it turns out the doctor that delivered me ended up being the doctor that delivered my second daughter, my second pregnancy. And that was a horrible experience. But she was actually really nice this time. I had no problems with her, no issues whatsoever. I did, however, have a really bad experience while I was in the hospital and I was in labor. Okay, so I was admitted into the emergency room. I was in the emergency room. Then they sent me upstairs because I was waiting because it took them forever to come down and get me. And I was feeling contractions already, but they were not consistent. They were just like kind of spread out. So I was still unsure, but I decided to go anyways. I had called my fiance home to come all the way from his job because he ended up going to work. He went to work. He ended up coming back. It was 2 a.m. when we left my house, and we went to the hospital. By the time we got to the hospital, it was like and we were seen and everything, it was like 3 a.m. So we're in the emergency room. They sent me up to the third floor after making me wait I don't know how long. Finally, they sent me up to the third floor where the babies are delivered. And I was checked and everything, and they told me at that point in time that I was 6 centimeters dilated. I'm sorry, because I was thinking about, there was a lady next door to me with the curtain, and they were telling her that she was 4 centimeters. I was already 6 centimeters dilated. So it was moving pretty fast. It was really, really moving pretty fast. Was it 6 centimeters? I'm sorry. I was 4 centimeters dilated, and I was 80% effaced. I think that's what he told me. So anyways, then we go, and they told me that my doctor wanted me to stay, that I was going to be delivered there, that he didn't want me to leave because I was already having contractions, and I was having the bloody show, and it just kept happening. Like, it was like Sunday, let me see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was just like having like the pinkish, brownish show until finally, like I said, Tuesday, I ended up going into into labor, because I was supposed to be induced November 4th. but it just didn't happen that way because the baby wasn't waiting. He wanted to come out, and I'm glad that it happened that way because I would rather that he had came out on his own instead of having to have gone through the whole Pitocin thing and everything, because those contractions are a lot worse. I was having contractions and I was as far as I was and I was okay. And then by the time I got my epidural, because I ended up deciding to get it, I was just really afraid to get it, but I did end up deciding to get it. I was already 6 centimeters dilated because they had checked me again. And then, so they told my husband to leave, or my fiance to leave, and they told my sister that she had to leave. So nobody was allowed in the room, and I was really nervous because I had had the epidural before with a previous pregnancy, and it was for my son, my oldest son, and it was horrible because I still felt everything, which was really scary, and it just, no. So, anyways, they ended up putting the epidural in my back, and I felt a lot of pain. So I was telling her that I felt pain in my back. I don't know what she was doing or whatever, but it was just a lot of pain. So she took it out, and she was like, okay, we're going to do it again. So I had to endure a whole nother process, and it took almost an hour and 15 minutes just to get everything situated and to have the epidural put in. So that was going on with that. But once that was done, I didn't feel any more contractions. My whole right side, from my tummy down, was numb. I couldn't feel anything. On my left side, I was able to touch my leg and pick it up and everything like that. And so, I mean, it was working on my right side, not so much on my left side. It was working a little bit on my left side, just not a lot. So I wasn't feeling contractions, but I was able to feel like lots of pressure and everything. I didn't really feel much on my right side, and I was kind of hoping that it would kick in. So my sister tried turning me because she's a nurse, so I asked her certain questions. I was telling her what was going on, and she was like, okay, we're going to turn you to your side. And I was like, all right, cool. So that was what happened. She turned me to my side, and she was trying to see if maybe I can get it going to, so that I would feel it on the other side, but it just wasn't happening. And then the doctor was a lady doctor. She came in and she was like, okay, she's like, we're going to check you, see how far along you are. She's like, all right, she's like, you're already 8 centimeters dilated, and things were just moving like fast. So from like 2 to like 6 or 7, things were just like going really, really quick. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was fully aware. I was, like, totally awake because I couldn't go to sleep or anything like that. I was anxious. I wanted to meet my son. And so they already had administered the epidural, so I was just relaxing. I wasn't feeling any contractions. But like I said, anytime that they came in to check me or put the catheter in, I felt it because, like I said, it wasn't completely numb on my left side. So after that, the doctor came in, she checked me and everything. Like I said, I was 8 centimeters dilated. She ended up breaking my water bag, and then things really started moving fast then. So she asked me to start practice pushing, and I started practice pushing. And then like around 9:40 is when my son was born, at 9:40 a.m. He was 7 pounds, 4 ounces, and he was 20 inches long. And I'm excited to have him here. I'm glad that everything was okay, because when she broke my water bag, she told me that there was, it showed that there was poop, which there was meconium. My son did swallow the meconium, so by the time I was done pushing him out, they whisked him away right away. Dad didn't get to cut the cord or anything. And what happened is they were cleaning out his airways and everything like that. And they took out a lot, which is pretty scary. But I mean, he was crying and he was alert and everything like that. And they were just like working on him and doing whatever they had to, to help him. And then when I was done and she was trying to get the placenta out, I kept bleeding, and I was bleeding out. So that was pretty scary. And obviously my fiance was freaking out. He was like backed up in a corner, just like watching all this blood come out of me. And he said that was like the scariest thing that he saw, because he's never witnessed anything like that, not even with any of the other pregnancies. You know, usually they get the placenta, there's like a little bit of blood and then that's it. But he said that it just kept like coming out. It was like projectiling out from down there, and it was really scary. My sister said the same thing. As a nurse, she's never seen anything like that, so that was pretty scary. But yeah, and that what was going on. Eventually, the doctor decided that she was going to administer Cytotec and some oxytocin to help so that I can have my stomach contract, you know, so that it would stop the bleeding and everything like that, or whatever was going on down there. I wasn't aware of what was going on. They didn't say like, oh, you're bleeding out or anything like that. I was just told everything afterwards, but I kept telling them that I couldn't breathe, that I felt dizzy, I just didn't feel good, and I was really out of it. So I wasn't really like, that's all I could tell them. That's what I felt. And they were just like keeping an eye on me and stuff like that. And eventually things stabilized. Everything was good. Everything was good with, you know, myself and my son. And yeah, I mean, we're happy, we're healthy, and he's here. I'm going to give you guys a quick glance. He's sleeping right now, so I mean, you're not really gonna see too much. But yeah, I'm gonna do another video so you guys can see like maybe when he's awake or something like that. But I just fed him and he's sleeping, so yeah. But I just wanted to update you guys. I know I said I was going to be induced for my 39 weeks, but I ended up not being induced because he ended up deciding to come on his own, and I'm glad that it happened that way. I wouldn't have it any other way. The way everything worked out, I'm just happy that it happened that way. There's more to what happened. I just don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on and how it happened. And you know, my fiance was there, and he was like, he was sleeping most of the time, but we're not gonna get into that. Yeah, he had taken the whole week off to help me, but it seemed like he gave birth because he was tired most of the time, and it was just like, okay. But anyways, so yeah, everything's good, and he's healthy, and I'm healthy, and we're okay. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick what my son looks like. That's the baby. Hi, Pookie Bear. Anyways, so sorry for the paper in the background. That was for my daughter's party. It was her birthday not too long ago. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys real quick that he is here, and he did come on his 39th week, exact to the day, which was November 4th at 9:40 a.m. He was 7 pounds 4 ounces, just like I told you guys. And everything that I just told you is what was happening and what had happened. Like I said, I'll get into more details about like other things that were going on after I had my son. But other than that, we're just glad to be home. And I was anxious to show you guys, you know, that my son is here, and that we're really excited. And I lost a lot of weight. I was 175 while I was pregnant. When I left the hospital, I was 168. On Monday, just this Monday, I was weighed, and I was 158. And just today, I was weighed again at the doctor's office, and I weigh 153. I am breastfeeding, and I do recommend it to the ladies. Like, if you can, get your breastfeeding on, girl, because let me tell you, it's going to make you lose some weight, and you'll feel a whole lot better about yourself. Myself, I haven't been feeling too good just because I know that I get like tired and dizzy and all that stuff, but it's because of all the blood that I lost. But anyways, I just wanted to update you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. It was nice talking to you guys again. Bye.